welcome to another episode of the Dr. Kiki Ramsey Show. So, listen, on this episode, we are bringing you another Career Rescue Hotline. And this one, when I saw what our guest today wrote, I was like, this applies to so many people, especially so many women that I talk to on a daily basis in coaching calls and in conversations. And so we're talking about I want a different career, but I don't have any experience. And I just can't wait to dive in to this one today. Okay, so Lindsay, welcome to the show. How are you? Awesome, awesome. All right, so we know what we're kind of talking about a little bit. I want a different career, but I don't have any experience. So tell me, what's going on for you with it as it pertains to the situation?
So I've worked at my current job for 20 years on Sunday, and I just feel like I'm not growing, that there's not really room for me to like move up. I'm on third shift. I have two little kids at home, so I don't have like very many options of like being able to pick them up and stuff if I worked a 9 to 5, like a regular job. Um, so I just feel stuck.
You're feeling stuck. Okay. So you said that you've been there for almost 20 years. Well, first of all, congratulations.
Thank you.
because, because I mean, I think that a lot of times we kind of overlook these milestones. Sometimes they're overshadowed by how we're currently feeling, and being at a job and celebrating a 20-year anniversary is no small thing. So I do want to celebrate that with you, even though you are thinking about transition, right? Awesome. Awesome. And so what I also heard is that you feel stuck. You have two small kids at home. And do you have like, someone else that is in the home with you, like a spouse or anything like that?
Yes.
Okay, so you do have some kind of support when it comes to the spouse, because you said something about you wouldn't have any help when it comes to if you worked a 9 to 5. Tell me about that, because I feel like there's a
Well,
dichotomy
it's
there.
more that so my kids start school at 9, so there's no one else to
Mm,
take them but me. My husband works like 6:30 to 3, so
mm.
he might be able to pick them up, but if he works overtime, then yeah.
Ah, okay, gotcha. So
Hmm.
y'all schedules are just kind
Yes,
of not aligned when it comes to the kids and the school and all that kind of stuff.
right.
Has it been better in the summer? Because it's a little bit different, right?
Yeah. It's been
Oh, it's been better. Okay, it's
hmm
been a little bit better in the summer.
yeah.
Okay. Um, but you work third shift. So what does third shift look like for you?
10 p.m. to 6 a.m.
You said 9 p.m.
10 p.m.
Oh, 10 p.m. to 6 a.m.
Yep.
Oh, okay, gotcha. And so you are pretty much going at night, but you get home, but you're able to take them to school.
Yes.
Okay, gotcha, gotcha, gotcha. Okay. What is your, when you were talking about earlier, you said you feel stuck. What is the main thing that is causing you to feel stuck?
Mm. Groceries and just like the monotony of it. It's the same thing every single night. It's the same
Okay.
order. It's the same products. It's the same everything.
Okay. Gotcha. Gotcha. So what I'm hearing is that your job is no longer exciting.
Right.
Um, it's not fulfilling you in any
Mhm.
kind of way. You're just there going through the motions on a day-to-day basis.
Yes.
Yeah, yeah. Okay. And you've done this for 20 years.
Yes.
Mm.
Not the
So
over,
let me ask you,
so not the overnight part.
go ahead.
Um, I
Okay.
started overnights in 2021 because my mom fell and broke her leg, and she was watching. My kids were really young, so I went to third shift because I didn't have any other options.
Ah,
So,
okay, in 2021.
yes.
And why since then have you not come off of third shift?
It just works like so if my kids get sick or whatever, there's nobody to like come and get them. So it's just me.
Okay. Gotcha. Because your husband's working
Right.
his 6 to 3.
Yep.
Okay. Gotcha. So you've been doing this for a while. You don't like it. You've been doing it for 20 years. And so tell me, you also said that you don't have like, or you don't feel like you have any other skills or any other, prospects. Tell me about that.
Well, like I'll try to apply to other jobs and they'll be like, "Well, you don't have experience in this field or you don't have this." And I'm like, "Well, how am I supposed to get experience if people won't hire me?"
True. True, true, true. Okay. Yeah. I mean, it is like that. It's like which comes first?
Mhm.
Experience or me getting the job, gaining the job experience,
Right.
right? That happened to me one time where I had a certain amount of experience, and we're going to talk about that on this call. But I had a certain amount of experience, but not specific experience to the job. I was a social worker,
Mhm.
and I had experience working with women, but I wanted a job in a hospital working with mother baby, and they were like, "Well, you don't have any experience, hospital experience."
Mhm.
Working with the mother baby, and I'm like, no, I don't. But if you don't give it to, I have experience working with women, and so I'm a fast learner.
Mhm.
The hospital is just a setting,
Right.
but my experience working with women that can take me further. So that's kind of what I want to ultimately, talk to you about.
Mhm.
Okay, so you've been in this job for 20 years. Um, when have you decided, or have you decided at any other point, I'm done with this? I want to do something else. Like, when was the last time you decided that?
Um, Probably like a couple years ago, I probably try to apply like every couple years and they say no or we're going with other candidates. So
Mm,
then I get
mm.
discouraged and just stop looking.
Okay, gotcha.
Yeah.
Okay, all right. I hear you. I
Mhm.
hear you. So, from my perspective, I'm gonna tell you what I'm hearing, because I understand what is happening and what you're going through, and I'm trying to tell you, I see it so much all the time, and I really think that I'm seeing. I think that your biggest problem. I don't think is that you don't have experience. Honestly, I
Mhm.
think that your biggest problem is that you've convinced yourself that you don't have the experience to get another job, right?
Yeah.
And here's why I think that you've convinced yourself, because what happens to us and in our brain is that our past experiences try to help us guide our future experiences.
Mhm.
And if we let our past experiences guide what we do in the future, then we stay stuck. And so you've said to me a couple times that now you said, I apply every couple of years and I tend to get rejected. And
Mhm.
so it, it almost seems like it takes you a couple years to get your courage back up to apply again.
Mhm.
So it's kind of like you're going through the motions. You're like, I don't want to do this. I'm no longer fulfilled. I'm not happy. None of this is working for me. So I want to find something different.
Right.
But every time I apply, I get shot down. Does that sound about right?
Yep.
Sounds about right. So, what would you like to see happen in your life? I always love to ask this question because I think that this is a guiding question for where we ultimately can go.
Yeah. Um, just to feel like that my work, I guess, means something, that like I'm making a difference.
Mm,
Like to be fulfilled, I guess.
mm, mm. Fulfilled, happy.
Mhm.
Happy is my favorite word.
Yeah.
Like one of my favorite words. I just wrote a book on happiness. Create your own happiness. And so you want to feel like you matter.
Mhm.
You want to feel like your work matters. You want to
Yep.
feel happy. You want to feel
Yes.
fulfilled. And right now, where you're at, and you've been there for so long, you don't feel any of those things.
Right.
Okay. Um, and so, and like I said, I do understand that. So let me ask you a couple questions so that we can kind of like, figure some things out.
Okay.
besides retail, what kind of work have you always been curious about? If you've ever thought about like other work that you've wanted to do, or even the other jobs that you've applied for, what have those been?
I applied to be like a receptionist,
Mm,
at like what's that? At like a veterinary office or like at a hospital, and they're like, you don't have hospital experience. I'm like, well,
hmm.
so it's like those type of
Okay,
more.
so what I'm hearing is that you are you really good in customer service?
I did customer service for a while, yes, at my
Okay,
current
did you
job.
like
So
that? So
yes,
you did like customer
yes, I
service.
did. Yep.
Okay. Because right now you work in retail, but you work in a different side of retail, correct?
Yes. Yes.
Okay. Gotcha. Okay. Um, and then when you apply for those jobs or are there any parts of your current job that you actually enjoy?
Hmm.
You're like, girl, no.
No.
I hear you. I feel you. We got to get you up out of there, girl. All right.
No.
um, okay, so tell me if money and insurance, because you did, mention that as you wrote in that currently right now you have insurance with your employer
Yep.
and with your kiddos, and I
Mm,
I know how important that is.
yeah.
So I'm not gonna say that's not important because it really is.
Yeah.
If the money, if the insurance were not a factor,
Mhm.
what kind of jobs would you go out there and pursue right now?
Probably something working with people. I like talking to people and like helping people. So,
Mm, okay, gotcha. And
mhm.
you sound to me like you're such a people person. And when you're a people person, you tend to, and if your job is not people oriented,
Mhm.
you tend to kind of suffer a lot. So
Yeah.
the job right now that you're doing in retail, is it people oriented?
No.
Okay,
Basically,
gotcha.
most of the
So,
time, like I'm by myself, like stocking things
ah,
and
ah,
all that type of stuff. I'm
got
I'm by myself.
Gotcha. And people tend to shrivel up and I don't like to say the word die, but when you are a people person
Hmm.
like yourself and I, if we're not around people or working around people in our strengths, we don't operate on the highest level that we can operate.
Right.
Yeah. And so that's why the job that you have is not fulfilling. I'm so curious, right?
Hmm.
Like I understand that pay and insurance is a lot, but is there any other reason that has kept you there for 20 years?
I guess because it's like essentially all I know. So, you know.
Mm, okay. Okay. It's all that you know because you've been there for that long.
Hmm.
Okay. But so are you willing to branch out there and do what it takes to learn something different and something new?
Yes.
Okay. Do does this job provide any kind of coaching, any kind of training, any kind of leadership development? I'm just curious.
It's more if you go into management type things, but then they can send you wherever they want.
Ah,
So,
gotcha.
mhm.
And are there any other positions in this organization that has even piqued your interest at any point in time?
No.
No. Okay. Okay. All right. Cool. Cool. So no, it's good. Like I love it because you're honest. You're like, no, yeah, no.
Hmm.
It's kind of time to move on. Okay. Um, so I do want to know this one. I think this one is such an important question because this can tell you how to move forward. What skills have you developed over the years that you don't give yourself credit for right now?
Not sure.
No?
It's a hard question for me.
Really?
Yeah,
Why?
I don't know.
You've been there 20 years. You've got to have experience and develop some kind of skills.
Mm,
Okay, well, let me ask it like this.
okay.
What strengths do other people consistently compliment you on? And it doesn't even have to be in the job. It can be even in your personal life.
So I've been training a couple new people, and they're like, "You should go into management because, like, I'm really good at training people." So,
Mm. And training,
mhm,
to me, is a beautiful, beautiful industry because I'm in it myself. so, um, so But I don't know if I heard something in your voice when you talked about, um, you know, management, going into management.
mhm.
You said something about like they put you wherever you want to. So have you ever thought about going into management? And if so, or if not, why or why not?
I've seen how they treat people in my company in management roles, and it's not good.
Mm. Oh, wow. Okay. Okay. So that has
Mhm.
been the thing that has deterred you from wanting to go into management.
Yes.
Is it and that is not something you think you can alter if you got into management. That's just how they treat
That's
people.
just how it is.
Okay.
Yep.
But here's the awesome thing about training and how long you've been there. You have leadership skills. And if people have complimented you thus far on your ability to train and you already know that you are a people person,
Hmm.
you have that skill. You automatically have that skill.
Yes.
So I want to give you a couple things
Okay.
that I want you to take away from this call that you can implement even starting today that may help you take where you are to the next step, whether that is finding something new, finding something that you're passionate about on the side.
Mhm.
But here's the thing that I do know when we are in jobs that we don't like and that are not fulfilling us in some kind of way in our lives, we have to find something that is fulfilling. And so, is there anything, even outside of work, that you do maybe as a hobby that is fulfilling you in the moment?
Mm, no,
No.
I like
Okay.
to read,
So you
but
don't have
that's
any.
it.
Okay. So you read.
Hmm.
Okay. So that's one of the hobbies. But I mean, in a way that you're giving back, like you're volunteering or you're teaching or you're doing something like that.
No,
Are you involved in any of those kind of activities?
no,
Okay, gotcha. And do you feel like you know your purpose in life?
no.
Okay, gotcha. All right, cool. All right. So, Lindsay, here's what we're going to do. So, I got a couple things for you. Um, I wrote a book. It's called Get Courageous Now, A Woman's Guide to Finding Her Passions and Purpose in Life. And I want you to get a copy of that book.
Okay.
You can grab it on Amazon. But what I do in that book is I walk women through a process of discovering their meaning, discovering their purpose in life. Here's why I'm telling you, I think that this is your first option.
Okay.
There's one thing to, for me to be like, go out there and get another job, go out there and find what you're passionate about and all those things and what's going to fulfill you. But if you have no clue,
Hmm.
if you have nowhere to start, then it is going to be almost literally impossible for you to go out there and figure that thing out by yourself.
Right.
Right. And you said you love to read.
Hmm.
And so this is my first prescription because here's the thing. In the book, I coach just like I'm, kind of doing right now. I At the end of each chapter, I kind of coach you through your next steps. And so if you start to follow that book step by step, chapter by chapter, you'll start to get more clear on what it is that you need to be doing. Because I truly believe that you have everything that it takes to transition, find what it is that you're passionate about, but you need a little help in that area. How does that sound to you, or how does that resonate with you?
It sounds good to me.
Yeah, yeah.
Mhm.
And I love that. I love that for you because it gives you a foundation. Um, and then beyond that, right, as you are starting to figure out what your purpose is, what fulfills you, um, what lights you up inside, I want you to start trying some things. I mean, it can be one thing. I want you to try something new. And when I say that, I'm not saying that you have to go get another job or anything like that, but I want you to try something new outside even of the job that you think you can do that will start to fulfill you, like volunteering and stuff like that. For me, I'm a people person like you, and I've always volunteered in some kind of way. So when I moved here to Georgia, I started volunteering at church for our college ministry and just getting involved and really pouring into the young women in the congregation and in the church was so fulfilling to me that it just lights me up. And now I lead a women's small group at church and all of that. I just wanted to give you some kind of ideas that you can start doing beyond just like reading, right?
Right.
Something that you can do to give back, right? Because we as people in our own society, we have to feel like we're useful. Like it is a human need. It's, in the Maslow's hierarchy of needs, that's psychology 101.
Hmm.
At the very top of the pyramid is self actualization, meaning that we all have the need to be successful in some kind of way and to give back to society. And I think that you have such beautiful gifts, but you're not giving them back because you're at your job every single day
Hmm.
at night and you ain't talking to nobody really. And so sometimes it can feel like you're dying a slow death.
Yep.
Yeah, and we don't want that for you.
No.
So, as you when you're in the book, when you're in Get Courageous Now, one of the exercise that I tell you to do is to create a life list. And so a life list, a lot of people would call them a bucket list, right? But
Hmm.
I call it a life list because I'm a positive psychologist, and I try to redirect things to the positive versus the negative. When you think of bucket list, what do you think of? Things you do before you
Die.
die.
Hmm.
But when you think of a life list, things you do while you're
Living.
living. There we
Living.
go. There we go. And so I tell you to create a life list because, and you would not even imagine how hard it is for a lot of people to create a life list of just 50 things.
Hmm.
How hard or how easy do you think that would be for you to do?
Like in the middle.
In the middle? Yeah.
Yeah.
So you might can get to 25 fairly easy, but beyond that, and like,
Uh-huh.
you know. So, but I tell you to do that. And these things are going to help you start to think about what it is, that you still want to do out there. In addition, in the book, I have what I call purpose driven and passion driven questions. I've used these questions with my private coaching clients to help them discover their purpose, and they are amazing if you sit down and you actually start to do them. So you have a couple things in the book that you can do, but as you're reading the book, I want you to really take something, decide on something that you can do to give back that's going to put you around people, even if it's outside of the job for right now. Does that sound like a plan?
Yes.
Okay. And then, lastly, I want you to begin just seeing and looking out there in the world. I ain't saying you got to apply or anything like that.
Mm-hmm.
But as you are reading this book, getting more clear on what you feel like your purpose is in life, I want you to begin looking to see if there's anything out there that piques your interest now that you have a better understanding of what it is and how to use your strengths in life. I think things will start to look different for you once you do that. And if at any point you get to the place where you're like, oh my God, I want to apply or I want to see something, I want to see if this job works, I want you to know that sometimes it just takes time. It takes time. And all you need is one yes. That's it. But if you apply, and then you get all these no's and you quit and you take another couple years, you might be calling me back, honey, and it's 30 years. And that ain't what we want. That's not what we want. I'm not gonna even accept your call if you still there, dying a slow death after 30 years. I'm like, Lindsay, no, we don't, we're not doing this. so And so if you see something out there and you're like, this is absolutely what would fill me up, you keep trying until you get it. And that's what happened for me. Like when I was transitioning, I was pivoting from social work to coaching and all of that. But when I was in, the hospital, or when I wanted to go to the hospital, I just kept on trying. I kept on knocking down the doors. I'm like, y'all gonna have to tell me to go away 1,000 times, but I'm gonna keep on coming back until somebody takes a chance on me and gives me a job. And that is the thing that's missing from most of us women. We don't keep knocking on the door. We give up way too easy. And I just don't want that for you.
Right.
Understand?
Yep.
Awesome. Yeah, I'm so excited. So tell me, as we close, what is your biggest takeaway from our conversation today?
To not give up.
To not give up. I couldn't have said it any better myself. To not give up. Awesome. Well, I am so excited for you. I want to thank you, first of all, for trusting me with your story and your situation, because I know that it's not easy, but I do want to tell you that you're not alone. And at the end of the day, I don't think that you need years of experience to change your job. I just think you need a plan. You need to stay consistent, and you need to be confident enough to recognize that you have valuable skills, that you matter,
Yes.
and somebody out there is waiting for you to come and share your gift with them. And so thank you so much for being on our show today. All right, y'all. If you are or have a question, please submit your information to the Career Rescue Hotline. And you never know, you might be my next guest on my show. Okay, y'all. Love you. You have the ability to go out there and create your own happiness. So go ahead and do just that. Peace.